Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the trainer for this hour. We will be going over a discussion activity called Spending the Inheritance. So, we will learn what an inheritance means, and then we will uh, discuss this. Um, discuss this topic. Decide what would you do if you received an inheritance. What should people do? Um, and what is the procedures in your countries? So that is what we will be doing. So again, my name is Holly, and I will be going over the topic spending the inheritance during this hour. And so this what we will do. We'll start out with a warm-up discussion. We'll look at some reading vocabulary words. We will read a conversation and practice this conversation. We will discuss the conversation. We will look at some vocabulary words and practice using them. We'll practice the conversation again by putting in vocabulary words into the discussion. And then we will do a quick discussion on these words. That is the plan for today. I look forward to working with you, all of you who come. So, hi, Nader. How are you today? Are you able to speak this time? Or are you text chat only? I'm doing well, thank you. Sorry, are you text chat only today? Ah, that totally makes sense. And weekends for you are Friday and Saturday, right? So cool. Yeah. Well, it totally makes sense. So yeah, so we'll wait for a few more people. So what's the weather like right now in Saudi Arabia? Oh, hello. Hi, Beate. How are you?
Hi, Holly. Fine, and you?
Doing well, doing well. A lot better than I was last week. And my voice is almost back. So
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I was just thinking about you today. Um, and I was telling somebody I needed to ask you a question because I was
Mhm.
reading through an activity with a student and it was talking about Greece.
Ah, yeah.
And in the reading, it said that in Greece, to say no, you nod your head.
Yeah, that's right. This is this way. You can see me.
Uh-huh.
There.
So yeah.
Okay, so normally they just put the head up, so they make this. This is no.
Ah, really? That's no.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Or somehow they even are too lazy to move the
Uh-huh.
head, so they move only the eyes. Also, this is no.
Ah,
Yes, and
interesting.
when I came here and I spoke a little bit Greek, I went to a kiosk and I want to buy some stamps, but I didn't know whether they have stamps or only in the post office. So I asked, "Do
Uh,
you have stamps?" And he made like this, and I thought, maybe he didn't understand
understand
what.
you.
Yeah. I asked 3 or 4 times, and then I went away because I had no answer. I just had this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, you can do it also 2 or 3 times, so it seems like this, but it is not this. The head
Uh,
is not going down, it's going up.
yeah, yeah. Wow, yeah, because it was in there, and because so I'll have to next time I teach that class, I'll have to demonstrate what you just demonstrated. And
Yeah.
so hello, is he Henri? No, Heber? Is that Heber? Heber,
Yes,
I'm
it's
sorry, I
Heber.
got your name wrong. So,
Don't worry.
and Nader right now, he's in Saudi Arabia, but it's 23 degrees Celsius there. I want to go there. That's wonderful weather. So, what's the weather like right now in say um Heber, you're from
El Salvador.
Hev Hever,
Yes,
you're from where are you
El
from? You're from
Salvador.
El Salvador, right?
Yeah, El Salvador.
Yeah, El Salvador. Okay, so what's the weather like right now in El Salvador?
It's too hot.
Is it
It's
hot?
too hot. Yeah, because it's the season is a summer.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. And
It's a
hello.
summer, but I know exactly what is the weather right now because maybe it's maybe 23 or 24 degrees Celsius.
Okay, well
That's
that's
great.
that's kind of nice. I think that's about perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold.
No, maybe
So,
not. Maybe not. Maybe 27, something
okay.
like that.
Okay, that starts to get hot for me. So,
Yeah.
and hello Ken, how are you today?
Yes. Hello, how are you?
Good, good. So, what's the weather like right now in Japan?
It's rainy, but it's warm, maybe 18 Celsius or so. I don't need
18?
to use heater. Yeah, 18.
Oh wow. So it's you guys are all in warmer areas than me right now. So how about you, Beate?
Mm, cold, quite cold. I already have the fire burning in my oven,
Oh really?
and outside it's rough. Do you say rough? The wind is cold and blowing.
Not rough.
Not rough, no.
Yeah, it's chilly maybe.
Yeah,
So it's about 10
of a
degrees then?
German word.
Uh,
Maybe 10, yes, maybe 10 degrees, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
but no sun, cloudy, no rain, okay, but cold wind.
Okay. And here it's about 8.3. So right now, but it's nighttime.
Oh,
During the
yeah.
day it gets warmer. So
It's nighttime, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, here it's still morning, early
Yeah.
morning, but
Yeah. And what time is it right now in Japan, Ken?
It's 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay. And then in El Salvador, is it 11 or 12
11,
ever? 11.
11.
Okay. And then Saudi Arabia, it's 8 a.m. And then in Greece, is it 9 a.m.?
Huh?
it's 7 a.m.
7
and
a.m.
yeah,
Okay.
7. At 9 I have to be at school.
Ah,
Holly, I didn't pronounce the word right, Raf. It's written like this, what I mean.
yeah, you did pronounce it right.
Ah, you don't say it for the weather?
Uh-uh. Well, yeah, you do
Oh,
rough weather. Um,
b- because we
we
use it.
usually when we
Mm,
talk about for example, if the weather is bad on the sea, we'll say
mhm.
that there's rough waters.
Uh-huh,
The
uh-huh.
water is really rough, but not
Okay.
exactly about the weather. But kind of,
Okay.
if but it's more like when you're on the sea or in the oceans or something like that on a boat. So
Okay.
that's when that
Okay.
is used.
Yeah. Fine.
So
Thanks.
you're welcome. I'm glad you checked on that. So, all right. So let's look at this first question. And Beate, it sounds
Mhm.
like I hear myself. Could you somehow mute yourself some way? Thank you. So, what do you think of this? What do you think the title of this worksheet means? So, Eber, what do you think this title means? Spending the inheritance.
Spending the everything, is when you maybe the well spending the inheritance. Maybe when you spend the money that your family gave you because
Mm.
they are dead.
Okay. Yes, it is spending the money, the inheritance, or the money that you received from your family members after they passed on. So okay, and only one person really needs to answer. Does anybody else have anything to add to this? Ken or Beate? And Nader is text chat
Yeah.
only.
Maybe you have two options. If you have a big inheritance,
Mhm.
you can keep it for some insurance for later, or you can buy a big uh, an investment. You can make an investment, or
Mhm.
you just spend all the money in
Mhm.
1-2 years to live some
Okay.
dreams.
Now, Beate, say that word again. Investment.
In investment, not
Investment.
investment. No?
Okay.
I know this mistake. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. Yeah,
Oh, you're
investment.
welcome. No, I was just gonna coach you on it if you needed it. So, because that's a fun one. I just have people say the right words. And all right. And Ken, do you have anything to say about this? About spending the inheritance? Any?
And then, yeah, kind of, it's kind of, some people donate and some people, I think sometimes it's a matter of travel.
Mm,
Yeah.
a matter of travel. So some people travel as well with it. So there's
And tax is always a problem.
yes, I think
Inheritance tax.
yeah, tax. Of course, it depends on when it comes to inheritance tax. It depends on the country you're in, but I think most countries are going to give you a huge inheritance tax. Excellent. All right. Before we do, we're going to do a quick. It's really not really a reading. It's more of a dialogue, and so we will practice this dialogue a couple times. But before we do that, what I'd like to do is have us match these words. We have inherit, a great, a savings, interest, in real, play it, bond, some money, terms, safe, aunt or aunt, and rates. So what we're going to do is match these to form phrases. So Nader, could you choose one and type it in real quick? So he is our text chat only. And while you're choosing one, hopefully other people won't do the same one. Heber, could you do one?
Could you repeat me the option, please? I can hear
Yeah,
you very
just
well.
choose whichever one you feel comfortable with, whichever match you've seen.
For example, I have to choose inherit. Is the correct pronunciation?
You can do inherit.
Inherit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Inherit. It's like some money.
Yes, exactly. Inherit some money. Monies. Yeah. So you can do the first one, the last one, whatever one you saw. Okay. Excellent.
Okay.
Beate, could you choose one?
I thought of inherit aunt. We say this in German, but so should be a great aunt.
A great a great aunt or a great aunt. Okay.
And
what
this is the sister of my grandfather, right? No?
This would be the sister of your grandfather or the sister of your grandmother.
Okay. Yeah.
So both sides.
Yeah.
Or it could be the sister-in-law of your grandfather or the sister-in-law of your grandmother. Yeah. And some languages it's not like that. So, hello, Yosef. How are you today? Okay. Ken, could you go ahead and match one of these?
Interest rates.
Interest rates. Perfect. interest rates. Okay, and Joseph, can you speak? Hello, Joseph. Okay, it looks like there's an internet issue there. Nader, have you been able to find one? Play it safe. Perfect. Play it safe. Okay, and Heber, can you try another one?
The savings? It's safe. Oh, sorry, sorry.
Savings.
Savings. It's terms?
No, it's the other one. A savings.
Ah,
The other one.
I'm bad.
A savings bond. Okay, perfect. A savings bond. Okay, so
sure.
the last one is
Go.
Okay, so the last one is in real terms.
Teacher, I have a doubt.
Yes.
What does it mean, a saving bond?
Okay, a savings bond is what you buy from the bank, and usually it's a type of it's a bond that you buy for a secured interest. And you might buy it for 25 years, or maybe you'll spend $50 or $100, and then that it's basically like you're loaning the money to the bank, and after a certain period of time you can cash it in for where you have gained some interest on that.
Okay, thank you.
So you're welcome. During times of government war, for example, they also have government savings bonds. So where you will loan the money, pretty much loan the money to the government at a certain percent interest, and then after 25 or 30 years, you cash it in and you have that increased interest. So, are there any other questions on some of these? So savings bond is new for people. Any other words?
Interest rates.
Okay, interest rates would be, for example, if you have a mortgage or a car loan and you're paying 5% interest. So
rates I know, but this interest I didn't know.
Yeah. So that is the interest is the extra that you pay back on a loan or credit card.
Okay.
So one of the
the
reasons that the American students are in such a problem right now is because a lot of credit card companies are giving them credit cards at 25% interest. And then the university students are not understanding that, so they're like, "Oh, I have this credit card I can buy now," and they go out, and then when they graduate from university, they have this huge debt at 25% interest. So any other words here that you guys do not know? All right. Based on these words, what do you think this conversation is about? So, see, Ken is gone. So, Beate, what do you think the conversation is about based on the words that you see?
They are talking about some money and what to do the money.
What to do with the money? Okay. Heber, do you have any ideas? And Nader, you can write your ideas down.
Well, maybe about the how to save money in the bank.
How to save money in the bank? Okay. Okay. All right. And any other ideas? Okay. And I think there's something there about a family member too. So
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
yeah, maybe.
So it might be an inheritance they are talking about. What
Yeah,
to do with the money from the inheritance?
an
What to do
inheritance.
with
Okay.
the money?
Okay. And in real terms, Nader is asking about in real terms. And bear with me a moment. For some reason, I usually know what this means, but it's escaping me right now. So bear with me.
So maybe, but I didn't know it, but I could imagine that in real terms this means somebody is talking to you and he says, "Oh, you will have so with this credit card you will have good possibilities and it's very good," but in real terms, so in reality, it means that you lose money and it's not a great thing. I imagined that this could
Yeah.
be the meaning, huh?
Well,
Not right.
it might be something like that. It's funny because I usually know that definition and I can explain it, but I'm having a day obviously that I can't. So see in real terms it is talking about it's basically talking about a more accurate investment opportunity. See, let's go through this conversation, and
And we
it
will
will
see it. Yeah.
use in real terms, and then I will be able to explain it because I know it's a very simple concept. So, yes, Nader, we will look at it. Okay, many terms, you found it. Okay. Let's look at this, and I think I'll be able to understand in real terms because it explains it fairly well in this conversation. Okay, so Heber, can you read Charlie, and Beate, can you read Liz?
Mm-hmm. So I heard you inherited some money recently.
Heber?
Maybe is muted.
Yeah, he is muted. Okay, Ken, can you do Charlie?
Okay. Uh, Yeah, that's right. Great aunt left me $20,000 in her will.
Gosh, have you decided what to do with it?
Well, I was going to invest in some stocks, but the markets these days is so turbulent.
Turbulent.
Turbulent. I decided against it.
Yeah, the stock market isn't for the faint-hearted.
Quite. So I think I'm going to play it safe and buy a saving bond.
What are the interest rates like? What are the interest rates like at the moment?
Well, the best I could find is a fixed rate of 7% for a 5-year bond.
I guess that's not bad, but inflation is over 4% now, so in real terms, you're not getting that much.
Yeah, it's not great, but I don't think I'll find anything better.
Okay, so in this respect, in real terms, he's getting a 5-year bond for only 3%. So you're basically, because the inflation is 4%, then in real terms then the bond is only 3%. Does that make sense, Nader? That one's hard to explain unless you have an example. So yeah, it's the actual profit. That's a good way of saying that. Yeah. All right. Now, so a turbulent. Does everybody know what the word turbulent means?
Maybe like a roller coaster, up and down, or
Yeah.
kind of.
It's actually it's more like what Beate was asking earlier. Rough waters, about the word rough. That is turbulent. If something it's basically, if you're in rough waters, it's very, very turbulent. And you're right, it is up and down, up and down. But you think more of the sea than a roller coaster. All right, so can anybody explain it's not for the faint-hearted? It is, yeah, it is not safe.
I don't know this word, but I know the situation. So you'll have often on with money you can do you can take the safe what was this, the safe way? Yeah.
Yeah.
But or you can risk something, and if
Mhm.
you like to risk something, it's must be the opposite of faint-hearted.
Yes, exactly. What Nader has written, people who cannot take risks should stay away from this. So when something isn't for the faint-hearted, you should not take risk. Where I'm going to play it safe is the opposite. So people who play it safe will not take risk. Will not take risks. For things that are for the faint-hearted, you can take risks. So, and Ken, what about the bull market? Opposed to bull market?
Yeah, I kind of that means opposed to bull market. I don't know the proper word. Bull market.
Remind me again what a bull market is. Is that a good market?
Yeah, I think so for the investors. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good for a bull market. It's good for the investor, and if you are playing the bull market, it's definitely, the bull market is not for the faint-hearted. So both of these, actually, when you say it's not for, and I'm going to play it safe, both of those people are people who have to play it safe, or cannot take risks with their money. Where if you say it's for the faint-hearted, then maybe you could take risks. But both of these things you do not take risks at all. So
Just one question, Holly.
yes.
Faint-hearted is only about money, or could you say it also for an excursion? So faint-hearted are the people that are going in some areas dangerous.
It can be used for any type of risk. Yeah, so if somebody is going, so for example, if somebody takes a job, maybe an engineering job in a war-torn area, you would say, well, I couldn't do that. It's not, because it's not for the faint-hearted.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're going to an area that's not safe, then that's exactly what. Okay. And Nader, quite. Where is quite at? Quite. So I think I'm going to play it safe. The stock market isn't for the faint-hearted, quite. So I think I'm going to play it safe. Yeah, it means right or exactly. Correct. It does mean right here. All right. Any other questions about this? Okay. So, and Heber, do you have any questions? If you
No,
were
no.
Charlie, what would you do?
Wait, what?
If you were Charlie, what would you do with the $20,000?
And but I did not read the
Oh, you
conversation,
weren't
but
here. Okay. So let's go ahead and read the conversation again then, um, so that you can have the chance to practice. Why don't you read Charlie, and I will read Liz, and then everybody else can listen. Okay? So I heard you inherited some money recently.
yeah, that's right. A great aunt left me $20,000 in her will.
Gosh, have you decided what to do with it?
Well, I was going to invest on stocks, but the market deals these days so turbulent, and I decided against it.
Yeah, the stock market isn't for the faint-hearted.
Quiet, so I think I'm going to play safe, and I buy savings bond.
What are the interest rates like at the moment?
Well, the best I could find a fixed rate of 7% for a 5 years bond, 3%.
Yeah, I guess that's not bad, but inflation is over 4% now. So in real terms, you're not getting that much.
Yeah, it's not great, but I don't think I'll find anything better.
Okay. So one thing that you're doing, Charlie, and not Charlie, Heber, when you're reading, there were a couple of the sentences that you skipped over the small words. And that's pretty typical of some people when they're reading. So you would say, well, the best I could find is a fixed rate. So you're not really pronouncing these words. So try to pronounce each word that you can. Okay,
Okay.
but that's quite typical. Okay, so Ken, let's ask Ken first. Ken, if you were Charlie, what would you do?
Hmm. Yeah, maybe Charlie says investing. I forgot bond is a
Hmm.
safer, or
Yeah.
maybe I would invest in the minimum risk way.
Okay. So you would invest it into a very low risk way, like a savings bond. Okay. And Beate, if you were Charlie, what would you do? And you're muted, so you need to unmute.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. If I were Charlie, so I'm of the faint-hearted types.
Uh huh.
No, not. Oh no,
Are you are
I'm
you a risk
confused.
taker?
I'm not faint-hearted. I'm not
Okay.
faint-hearted. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a risk taker.
With money, in other things maybe. So I think, yeah, I would think about investment, but not in some bank papers, but in real estate. I think
Ah.
it's the most the most sure investment.
Uh huh. Okay.
So
And
your $20,000 are not so much for real estate.
no, it's actually not that much really anymore. It used to be a lot, you know. So, Heber, how about you? What would you uh, do with $20,000?
Well, I will try to invest in, in something that I can recover the money quickly and, with a good gain,
Mm-hmm.
something like
Okay.
that.
Okay, so you would try to invest it, but to recover the money as well. So you would want to have a good, a very high, what we say ROI. Does anyone know what that means?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what that means?
I
ROI.
no.
Okay.
Well, no.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not right. No, I don't know.
A return. You want to get a return on your. You want a high ROI because you want a return on your investment.
Is like get the money back.
Uh huh. And that's what we call an you want a high return on your investment. So,
So
so
roll
that's,
return is exactly the word.
excuse me?
For example, get the money back is like roll returned.
Yeah, you could say
Okay.
that too. But I think a return, just a return on your investment is more common. So you want a high ROI.
Okay.
Okay, so Ken, why did Charlie receive $20,000?
He got aunt's will.
Okay, so he inherited
You heard that, yeah.
the money from his great aunt.
Mhm.
Okay, so instead of he got it, so he inherited, or he was named in her will, so he inherited the money from his great aunt. Okay, and Beate, why hasn't Charlie invested in stocks? Okay, and you're muted again. I muted you because I kept hearing myself.
Because I think, is this because he's not of the faint-hearted?
Well, no, it's because he is of the faint-hearted. He is faint-hearted.
A
So
stock is safe.
yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
stock isn't saved.
Uh-huh.
So.
Okay.
So another answer here, and your answer was absolutely right, but you can also say because the market is turbulent and he wants to play it safe. So,
Uh-huh.
all right, and Heber, what is Charlie going to do with the money?
Um, but he will be, yeah, he will be try to invest or save the money in the bank
Mm-hmm.
to. I forgot the exact word that used to.
Savings bond?
Yeah, savings bond. Sorry, savings bond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
In
Yeah, so he's going to buy a savings bond. Okay, and how much interest will he get in real terms? Does anybody remember?
7%,
That's not in real terms.
4%.
Yeah, 4% is the inflation. So 7 minus 4 in real
Three.
terms would be 3%.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have inherited, faint-hearted, decided against, going, and safe. So let's see if we can rewrite the sentences using these words in parentheses. Let's keep the meaning unchanged. So number one, Ken, can you re-say the sentence?
Okay. Bob inherited $100,000 when his uncle died.
Perfect. And that to me is a good inheritance. 20,000 is great, but it's not as very much. Okay. And Beate, could you do number 2?
Bungee jumping is really frightening. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Okay, so yeah, bungee jumping is not for the faint-hearted. Perfect. Okay, and then number 3, Ever, can you try that one?
In the end, Thelma should not mold the house. Decided the games, but I don't know what the mean decided the games, teacher.
Oh, okay. If you decide against something, you decide not to do something. So say, for example, somebody asks you, are you going to spend your money traveling to the U.S. or buying a car? And you decide against traveling to the U.S., even though that's what you have wanted to do because you got this opportunity to buy a car, for example. And so basically, if you choose not to do something, you decide against it. Okay? So in this respect, in the end, Thelma decided against moving house. So she decided against moving.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Ken, can you do the next one?
bond. Going. How can I use going?
Mm,
I'm
this
gonna.
one,
Okay, go ahead.
this one has to do with the future tense of like will and going to.
Okay, I'm going to plan to invest in a saving bond.
Okay, I'm going to change it a little bit to I was going to invest in a savings plan. So
Mhm.
so take off the planned and just put going to here.
Yeah, because the past. Mhm.
Okay, and number 5, Beate.
Uh, Julian doesn't like taking risks. Uh, Julian likes to play it safe.
Perfect. Julian likes to play it face. Likes to play it safe. Okay, so how about you, Heber? Um, have you ever inherited money from any of your family members?
No, but I would like it.
Okay, not yet. Okay.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
and Beate, have you ever inherited money?
Well, no, no, it was. Yeah, but it was not a lot. It was not
Not a
a lot,
lot.
and I didn't do anything
Hmm.
special with this.
Uh-huh. So it just wasn't very much. Okay, and then Ken, have you ever inherited money from your family members?
No.
No. Okay. I never have either. I've received a lot of things from family members, but never money. So, um, so um, Heber, would you ever go bungee jumping, or have you ever been bungee jumping?
No, never.
Okay. Uh, um, Beate, how about you? Would you ever go bungee jumping?
Uh, no more. Um, when I was young, I think I would have done it, but it didn't exist then. But I think I would have
Mm-hmm.
done it. And also, one of my daughters, she's like me, and it's 100 euro once
Uh-huh.
here. We have the bridge over the Channel of Corinth. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you know, it's quite high, and they do it there. And she wants to go, but
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid, and also it's very expensive. But
Uh-huh.
he wants to go, and I think when I was young, I would have gone also.
Done it
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, when I was young, I wanted to do it. And I think when I turned 40 is when I realized, no, this is not something I will do. So I was like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Ken? Have you ever been interested in, have you ever gone bungee jumping, or would you ever go bungee jumping?
No way.
No?
No
No
way.
way. No
No
way.
way. Yeah, more
Okay.
stronger. Yeah.
No way, never. Okay.
Teacher,
So, yes.
okay, I have a doubt. For example, inherit, you can use, for example, and when you are talking about money, or you can use, for example, this world is very contaminated, and your children going to inherit a world with a bad environment, something like that.
Yes. The word inheritance isn't just about money. It can be about property or, for example, the global warming that is going on right now. Uh, our offspring or are the people that go behind us are inheriting a environment that is worse than we received. So yes, we can definitely use the word inheritance when we talk about that kind of stuff. And um, for example, also you can say like I have never received and I've never inherited money, but I have inherited things and items from my family members. So
Okay,
so yeah.
okay, thank you.
Good. That was a good question. Okay. Well, let's go on. Um,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Holly.
yes.
Just one question, and then I have to leave. So, do you have a term inheritance piece? So, like this, I have a ring. I can show this. This is from
hmm
my mother, and she has it from her mother, and so we say this is an inheritance piece. You don't have this expression.
Yeah. Um, basically we say, for example, my mom has a piano that was passed down from one generation to the other. So, or my mom is in possession of my dad's the family Bible that came over from England 300 years ago. So
Hmm.
it's been passed down from one
Ah,
generation to the
ah.
other.
You say it in
Yeah.
this way.
hmm
Okay. Okay.
there's
Thanks and bye. I have to leave.
okay. Have a good work day. Enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks.
All
Bye.
right. So let's see if we can do this conversation again and fill in the words and phrases. The words and phrases are down here. Okay. So Heber, could you read Liz and Ken? Could you read Charlie?
Okay. So, well, so I heard you. Let me see. He inherited some money recently. Recently.
hmm Yes, recently. All right, Ken.
Yeah, that's right. A great aunt left me $20,000 in her will.
Gosh, have you decided what to do with with what is
With it.
with with,
Okay.
with it? Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
Well, I was going to fixed in some stocks.
No.
Not fixed.
Um.
I was going to play it safe. Mm,
No. Oh wow.
No, I am
I'm
searching for invest, but no
I'm
investment
wondering.
in
Yeah,
the fund.
invest should be the
Uh,
right word. Let me check it. Um. Wondering if they made a mistake. Well, I was going to invest. It should be invest.
yeah.
Invest in some stocks, but the market these days is so turbulent. I decided against it.
Perfect. I wonder what they added that they shouldn't have. I'm glad I'm not the only one that makes mistakes. So, okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
um,
The stock market isn't for turbulent. No, no,
no,
no, no.
turbulence already used.
Yeah, the stock market is for define her too.
Yes, isn't for the faint-hearted. Perfect. Okay, and
Quite. So I think I'm going to buy a saving bond. I'm going to play it safe
yes.
and
Play.
buy a saving grades.
Okay.
What are the interest rates like at the moment?
Well, the best I could find is the interest rate of 7% for a 5-year bond.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's not bad, but inflation is over 4% now. So um, in real terms, you are not getting that much.
Yeah, it's not great, but I don't think I'll find anything better.
Perfect. Yeah. So what they made a mistake by putting rates here instead of um, this one. So, and then also instead of best I could find is an interest rate. Really, it's fixed rate. So there's fixed. Do you guys know what opposite of fixed? If you talk about a fixed rate, do you guys know what the other one is in English?
Fluidly.
Well, it's called variable.
Variable.
Yeah. So if you get a fixed rate, that would be like 7% for the entire 5 years. If you get a variable, it could be 7%, it could be 2%, it could be 12%. So it's a bigger risk with a variable rate. So, all right. So let's go ahead and ask and answer some questions here. So Ken, do you agree that investing in stock is not for the faint-hearted?
Maybe, yeah, I kind of faint-hearted, and maybe usually are not willing to taking risks. So it's almost like a gamble. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not for faint-hearted, I guess.
Okay. All right. And we've already answered the second one. So in the third question, Heber, in which situations is it better to invest in bonds rather than the stock market?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about the market, about the some finances.
Uh-huh.
It's very to invest in bonds. Well, when the interests are higher,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
it's a better situation, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah. Can you think of an answer for that one?
Different. Maybe kind of when the economical turbulence happening, like
Mm-hmm.
Great Depression kind of thing happening, it's not a good time for investing.
Yeah. So when the economy when there's what we say an economic downturn.
Mm-hmm.
Downturn.
Yeah, but it's a kind of complicated. It's almost like gamble. So if
Yeah.
somebody buy the stock in such such time and timing, and economic got better after
Uh-huh.
that, they
Uh-huh.
can get kind of gain a lot, profit a
Uh-huh.
lot from their
Yeah.
stock. Yeah.
I think that if I don't know, a few weeks ago I watched some documentaries about some of the uh, the really rich men from the 18 and early 1900s in the U.S. Like, I don't know if you guys know these names, Rockefeller
It's famous.
and those people. And if I remember right, Rockefeller, every time there was an economic downturn, he would spend all of his money on investments and stock and everything, so that when the economy came back, he would be making even more money. So 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 he always liked it when the economy was bad. Um, all right. Um, let's go down to the market rate and data. So Heber, do you know what the current unemployment rate is in your country?
Well, I'm not sure the inflation in my country, but the employment rates
Uh-huh.
maybe it's like 20%. It's high.
Really? It's really
Yeah,
high. So does that mean a lot of young people are not able to get jobs right now?
yeah, that's correct.
Hmm.
Like me.
Yeah. Yeah, several people from Spain have told me that a lot of young people are choosing to go abroad to get work. So
Yeah, that is the reason
because
for I studying because I would
is
like
it?
get a better opportunity in another country working about my career.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it totally makes sense. So Ken, what is the unemployment rate right now in Japan? Do you know?
Maybe, yeah, I'm checking the internet. Maybe uh, 3 for 50s and 4% for youngsters. So youngsters, you
Uh-huh.
know, yeah, more higher rate in youngsters, among
Uh-huh.
youngsters.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I think I think some countries are doing better than other countries. It looks like right as of March 6th in the U.S., our unemployment rate was 5.5. Let's see if I
Okay.
can. 5.5%. No, wait. Um, no, it's. Oh, I can't even tell. Okay, March 18. See, was last refreshed was the March 18. So right now, our actual unemployment rate is 5.5% in the U.S.
5%.
So, and of course, it does depend on the area. Some states are really much higher, and some states are not. So, so Heber, you can. It sounds like you can come to both Japan and the U.S. depending on your skills. So, where are you wanting to go?
Well, I will go to, right now I would like live in Germany,
Oh,
uh,
uh-huh,
but or Germany or Sweden, something like that. But
uh-huh,
I had to finish my career in university,
uh-huh. Finish your
you know,
studies.
gain experience.
Mhm.
But I don't
Yeah,
have any experience about my career.
yeah. What are you studying?
Right now I study industrial engineering.
Okay. So you have actually better opportunities. And so Sweden would be a good country. It's very expensive, um, but it's a good country. And
Yeah.
Norway or Finland or Germany, Germany would be good too. Basically, any European countries. But the problem with Europe, though, is that some countries have a higher unemployment rates than other countries. So you need to check that. So cool.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
That's
I would
awesome.
like, but if I when I finish my career,
Uh-huh.
I had to do a good study and a
Mhm.
good verification of the country and
Mhm.
choose the better place to work.
Uh-huh. Exactly. So you need to do a lot of homework. Well, good luck with that. So just
Thank you.
keep coming to classes to improve your English, so that will help. So I want to. It looks like we are out of time, and we actually pretty much got through this lesson. And for me, that's pretty good because a lot of times I don't do that. So, um, all right, y'all have a great. So yeah, so Heber, I guess it's night for you. So sleep well
Yeah.
when you finally get to bed, and um, Ken, have a great afternoon and evening.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Night.
Bye.